citizens. It's that time. You are officially in the incinerator. Welcome to Incense and Common Sense, the live stream that we do here in the Alert Zone. I'm gonna give everybody a minute to come in the room. Let me turn this off. Sorry, had the AC blowing. I am in the state of Oklahoma right now. We are on location. As you come in, hit the like button. Help boost the algorithm. You know, YouTube don't help you out when you talk about the Second Amendment. You know, gotta fight them. I'll give everybody a minute to get in here. Hope everybody is doing good. Being safe wherever you at. Definitely. Give me just a minute here, everybody. Sorry about that. All right, we got 3 wonderful people in here. We are at the 2-minute mark. What's going on, Andrew? How you doing? Welcome to the incinerator. I appreciate you stopping by. Once again, when you come in, hit the like button. All right, let's get started on this live stream. I'm gonna try not to hold y'all too long today. I wanted to talk about the important, I'm in Oklahoma, the importance of Second Amendment media and why what you see here on YouTube, Instagram, or wherever else you go to is so important. We help shape an image about firearms because we are trying to deprogram the country, and the world from their view of firearms. In America, the importance of being able to legally protect yourself had not at first started off being a bad thing, but throughout the progression of the country, it started becoming an issue. And the media, the mainstream media, played a big role in that. And the role that they played in that was how they selectively showed firearms and how they selectively showed people using them. I understand something. This channel ain't for everybody. I understand that. There's people that come through and they view, they give a like, they give a comment, or they just view. Or some people just view and probably say, you know, that's not my type of hype, and I'm okay with that. You should follow somebody in Second Amendment media so you can get the full stories. And we talk about things here in Second Amendment media that people don't always think about. And then we talk about things that people think about but just don't say out loud. When I talk to the ladies about being legally armed, when I'm talking to you about how to deal with law enforcement, how to stay a step ahead of criminals, the mainstream media don't tell you all that. When they report it as protecting yourself as a bad thing. You see the headlines. Oh, the rise of gun sales in the country. Oh, this person got stopped with 2 firearms and 1,000 rounds of ammunition. 1,000 rounds of ammunition ain't a lot. For those of you who own 22 long rifle, they sell them, most places sell them by the bricks, we call them. 500, 555 to a box. You buy 2 boxes, you got 1,000 rounds of ammunition right there. And with a 22 long rifle, when you go out shooting, If you're going out to have fun, you'll run through that 1,000 rounds before you know it. That's not a lot, but it's always portrayed as a lot when they feel the person is up to no good. Or they just want to put it out there that, oh, well, this person got stopped and so and had this and had that. That's not a lot. That's your constitutional right to have as many firearms and as much ammunition as you want. It's kind of like money. When they stop people out here and say, well, he had $1,000 in his pocket. Did he steal it? No. Did he sell dope for it? No. Did he do this? Do he do that for it? No. He went to work and saved his money. Okay, so what's wrong with him having $1,000? Or her? For my young people who grew up in the internet age, y'all may not understand how privileged y'all are. Before the YouTube sphere came along and people that's in YouTube came along, the narrative about firearms in this country was really, really, really biased, and it was really bad. Yes, on paper, we know the laws exist, but it was always showed as a slighted thing. It was always shown as a bad thing. Whether it's the alert zone, RGG, regular gun guy, or honest outlaw, I can go to Gun Freak Nation, Eyes in it, wherever. There's hundreds, probably thousands of people out here doing this now. There's something for everybody. And we all got one message. We don't ever teach you to go out and be the aggressor. We teach you about protecting yourself. There's people that teach you about competition shooting, and then you have those that do hunting and things like that. So it just depends on what it is that you like. But there's something for everybody. Then you got those that do commentary. You got those that keep up with the laws and keep up with the court cases as they happen. So we are changing everybody's view about firearms here. But more importantly, when it comes to black folk, so I just got to be blunt, it is really, really, really important for those of us that's out here doing this to keep doing it. Now, I know sometimes you hear people say, well, they not making no money off of it, and that's fine. But if they was, there's nothing wrong with that, because everybody else in other genres getting paid off of their content. At the end of the day, we do this because we just want the country to be safe. We want people to understand safety is your number one priority. Don't leave your safety up to nobody else. You got to be safe first. You got to look out for your safety. What those of us that's here doing this, that's black in particular, us having legal firearms and at the range is changing the narrative. Because y'all young people may not understand before the internet. And even now, it's still a dangerous saying, black man with a gun. That is a deadly statement right there. That right there can get you executed. Just somebody saying that you have a firearm. Because the pretense is that we all out here committing crimes and we got illegal firearms and all this other craziness. So it takes a lot to do this. And when I say lot, I don't mean like just effort, but just for us to have the galls to do this. Because before YouTube, everybody wasn't on board with this. The first person I really saw like doing this probably had 3 or 4 subscribers was T Electric. And I remember somebody telling me he sounded like you, the way he talk about firearms. Like he just loved firearms. And that's how I started following him, and that's when I kind of discovered, it's about 3 years ago, 4 years ago, this whole, maybe 2018, 2019, somewhere in there. This whole YouTube sphere of, damn, you know, I'm seeing more and more people that look like me. Now I don't feel so outcast. Because people in my personal life was telling me I was crazy. Oh man, nobody want to hear about that. Don't nobody talk about that but you, blah, blah. And turns out there's more people than you think that like it. I do this because I want people to be safe out there. I gotta share the streets with everybody. I gotta be out in public. It'd be nice to know I got backup, whether I know you or not, if the shit hit the fan. If somebody comes in a place and want to air it out, it'd be nice to know that I got somebody to help me out. It also is nice to have people that go out of their way to report things as they happen and give you the full story. Because anytime a firearm is involved, you know, when you watch TV, they slate things a whole lot different ways. And besides that, we getting a lot of new people. Shout out to, I ran into somebody that was buying their first firearm Saturday. The M&P Shield is what she was looking at. M&P, Smith & Wesson. So shout out to her if she see this video. We inspire people to get legally armed and to defend themselves. And that's the main thing. That's the main goal of this channel. Yeah, I'll talk to y'all about all the other aspects that come with owning a firearm, because I think a lot of people don't understand there's more to owning a firearm than just buying one and then carrying it around. Situational awareness. I'm not an attorney, but the things I do know about firearm laws, making sure you know that the state laws in every state is different. That, number one. And number two, you got more restrictions of being legally armed than people that's not legally armed. So I want everybody to understand that, you know. You can be like, I live in Iowa. Next door is Illinois, one of the neighboring states, and the gun laws is totally different now. So just something that simple. You may live in a place that you can own whatever you own or whatever you want, and there may be a place next to you that's totally different, like New York and California. A lot of people lose their firearm privileges and go to prison because their gun laws are so restrictive there. There's so many things you can't have. A lot of people don't understand. Those states don't recognize nobody's concealed carry permits. So when you go to New York and California, they don't recognize your permit. At least now, still, as far as I'm aware. So just things like that. Throughout this journey of High Alert TV and then coming over to the Alert Zone, I'm like a Z-lister in my town, but I've had people come up to me and tell me, you know, they appreciate what I do here. You know, ask me about what should be their first firearm and any advice and what have you, and how do I feel about, you know, 18-year-olds getting them an AR. I say if you can go defend the country at 18, you can defend your life. So at the end of the day, I'm not one of those channels that ever tell you don't defend yourself. I don't ever tell you be ashamed of what you have. I never tell you what you need that for, because the criminals got it. I am the law-abiding citizen's advocate. The criminals have theirs. You can search any social media you want. You can see them standing out all across the country in different neighborhoods, the woods and everything else, standing there with ARs, 100-round drums on them and everything else. You want to know why the law-abiding citizens need that? Because we need what the criminals have or better. I mean, you don't ever want an equal firefight. You want superior firepower and you want the superior advantage, but still, telling somebody they don't need an AR-15 when the dudes that's coming and kicking their door are running down on them got AR-15s is crazy. I say we all should have one, but if you don't agree, that's fine. Don't discourage other people from having them. You know, we got our president telling you on the one hand, you don't need nothing but a double barrel shotgun and a Smith & Wesson police revolver. And on the other hand, he's standing there with a bunch of guys next to him with PS90s that's fully automatic. So he's telling you, you got 2 shots with your double barrel, and if you miss, you got to tell them, wait, break it down and take the shells out, them hot shells. But his guys surrounding him got PS90s and MP5s and whatever the hell else they got that we don't know, that's fully automatic and ready to go. What all of us do here is important. Like I say, this may not be your channel, and I understand that. You may feel better on other people's channel. Maybe you don't want to hear commentary. Maybe you just want to see firearms. That's fine. We have that here, firearms, and we have commentary. So if you're new to the Alert Zone, go around, you should check. We got probably over 200 videos or close to it, shorts, and commentary and firearms and what have you. Especially if you're new to firearms, this should be your channel. If you're a person that's new to firearms and you've learned anything beneficial here, share this with somebody else you know. And let's get the numbers up. I'm 1 away from 600. Can we get that 600 subscribers tonight? Spread the message if you like what you hear, because as I always explain to people, I always think about people that's new to firearms, people that's never been around firearms before. I understand if they see TV, TV's not going to tell them the full story. TV is going to tell them you can stand like that and hold a 1911 and shoot somebody 5 blocks away and don't miss. They're not going to tell them that they're shooting blanks. They're not going to tell them that that's almost impossible in the real world. You understand what I'm saying? Another thing about Second Amendment media, all of us try and teach people the most efficient ways to fire firearms and defend themselves. Like this. Shout out to Mr. Malone. I don't know if he's still alive. For those of you who don't know, when I was in middle school, we had at Carter G. Woodson, New Orleans, where I'm from, we had a security guard named Mr. Malone. Mr. Malone used to come and shoot basketball with us and what have you, and he had his 38 6-shot revolver and what have you. And Mr. Malone was the one who gave us real tutorials about how you 2 hands to use a firearm to protect yourself. I was 12, 13 years old, and I remember that to this day, and I always carry that with me. At the end of the day, whatever you need for Second Amendment media, if you're a female and you don't want to hear men talk about it, there's plenty of women on YouTube that does this. Go and check them out. If you're a guy that don't like to listen to girls, vice versa. There's a lot of guys doing it. If you're a person that's just looking for education and knowledge in the firearms no matter what, check them out. That's what I say. So, we got 4 likes up in here. I'm gonna go just a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna let y'all get back at it, because I'm gonna have to turn the air conditioner back on. It is burning up in here. It is. Everybody stay hydrated out there. It is hot outside, man. Across the country. It is hot right there. Like 110, 120 hot. But shout out to everybody that came through here. Shout out to everybody that supports the channel, that likes what you hear. I'm pretty sure if you go through the archives of this channel, you're going to find something, at least one thing, that is beneficial to saving your life. Even if something simple as moving different. That may help save your life. Being more on alert may help save your life. Understanding that Second Amendment media, those of us who do this, we're trying to help you protect yourself. We're not telling you, well, dial 911 and hide in the closet, and, well, as long as the door closed, you should be okay. I just saw a story earlier of a guy had a dude knock on the door and claim he was the maintenance guy, and he looked at him through the peephole. You can see this guy with this big fucking tattoo on his neck and what have you. The way he was dressed, you know damn well he wasn't maintenance. He left, he came back with another guy in the gun. They kept trying to kick this dude's door open, and he opened fire through the door, and they took off running. The news media tell you they don't promote that. They promote you dialing 911 and just hoping that the people go into a back room, as they tell you, and hide. Get under the bed, get in the closet, lock the door. Just go into a back room. Don't say nothing. Don't confront the criminal. Help is on the way. If you're from somewhere like I'm from, New Orleans, I can tell you this. A lot of people probably died in New Orleans on the way to the hospital because when we heard the sirens, we didn't fucking move. Martin Luther King and Claiborne, you know nobody wasn't running that light right there. Don't matter how many ambulances back there behind them. Fuck that. You too afraid of getting hit because don't nobody stop. The ambulance used to have to jump on the neutral ground to fucking go around. You know? So, that is definitely a bad thing that watching TV is going to tell you. Watching mainstream media, they're going to tell you that. They're going to tell you, don't confront the burglar. Don't confront who's ever coming in your house. Just go into a back room and lock the door and call law enforcement and just wait. And just wait for what? To see if they're going to breach the door or not? Because once they breach the door, well, they know you done ran into the back and they know you probably didn't call the police. They coming in there because, as they say, a dead man don't tell no tales. So, I just wanted to live stream this. Whoever is your favorite, whoever you like, follow him. And I don't mean follow him mindlessly. Listen to what he or she or they have to say. Don't feel like you're too good to take in new information. Y'all comments around YouTube. You guys and girls don't understand how many things I learned from y'all comments. Because when I view other people's channel, I read the comments. I learned a lot of things from the comments that I incorporate into my daily life or what have you, or accessories or what have you. So I want you to know, if you have a GunTube Second Amendment channel out here, I may or may not have heard of you. Some people I've seen and I haven't left my signature to let you know that I'm there. But I watch a lot of different programs. I understand all of us still have lives outside of YouTube. The audience has lives outside of YouTube. You can't just spend all day sitting in front of your TV or what have you listening to us. So, you know, I understand that. But take away, oh, what's going on? Yeah, I appreciate, oh, thank you, Lee. Yeah, I try and do the best I can. You know, I know I'm not up to date like everybody else. I kind of like this old nostalgic look. That's kind of a thing of my channel, this like nostalgic look, like back from the 80s. Since I can't let the 80s go. And since I remember life before the internet and now, and I've watched criminality revolve. I watched them go from having a code on the street to no code at all. I've watched all that. So when I come on here and tell you guys and girls about my experiences and things you can do to stay ahead of them and to stay safe, it's because I know, because I was out there. I was right there on the front of it. I knew dudes that was stone killers that had a blood vengeance with each other that would let it slide because they was out in public. And they would say, hey, I'm gonna give you a pass this time. You out here in public and I don't want these people. I remember that. Shit. Sorry about that, y'all. I had a damn bug I had to kill. But I remember that. I remember the code, and I watched it leave. I watched how they would go through and victimize people. And I always knew one thing. These guys and girls are not brave, they're opportunists. And you don't think that just something as simple as looking at your watch, you can look down at your watch and look up and they could already be standing there. It could be that simple, that quick. You can lose your life, or they can victimize you. When we talk about when you leave your house being on alert, this is what we mean. This is why Second Amendment media is important. When we talk about being on alert, when we talking about paying attention to your surroundings and situational awareness, if you live in one of these places where it's rough, hey man, I understand it. You know the gas stations at night is death traps, go in the daytime. You know this particular place is even worse than the rest of them, stay away from them. Because I'm pretty sure whatever they sell there, they sell somewhere else. I understand sometimes the little food spots, this particular one is the one that tastes the best. Sometimes you gotta ask yourself, is it worth even going to the Lions Den? Because you'll have a lifetime of regret saying, even if you have to defend yourself, I should have never went there. I knew this. I knew this is what they do there. And I went anyway. So, this was a short stream tonight. I just wanted to jump on and do that. It was easier to stream it than it was to pre-record it. Once again, hit the likes button, hit the subscribe button, hitting the bell button all so you can be notified when we drop important, informative, fruitful, fire content. Make sure you give the video a like. I will love your comments. Share. If you are 18 years of age or older and are able to be legally armed in America or around the world, arm yourselves. Whatever your government allows you to arm yourselves with, arm yourselves, and don't let nobody make you feel ashamed from protecting yourself, because trouble is just 1 second away. At any given time, any given day, it can happen to you. Usually at the times you least expect it. I'm out of here, folks. The incinerator is burnt out. Thanks for stopping by. Till next time, stay safe, stay armed, stay on high alert. Peace.